Yeah, hello students, welcome to Simply Anthro. In this video, we will talk about what is anthropology syllabus. That is a paper 1 and chapter 2 we will discuss. We know, right, if you just have an idea about the syllabus, you will get around 60 to 70 marks in paper 1. So, in case of paper 1, we have total 5 sub-chapters. I would say in case of chapter 2, you have total 5 chapters. 2.12 or 2.5 we are going to talk about. So what is a 2.1 to 2.5 is very important. Look at the 2.1 which talks about culture, 2.2 talks about society, 2.3 marriage, and 2.4 is a family, 2.5 is a kinship. Remember, entire second unit of paper 1 is like culture, society, marriage, family, kinship. These are the 5 units. Remember, entire second chapter is talking about first culture. Where is culture present? In society. Culture present in society. In society, what we have? In society, we have a concept called marriage. After marriage, you will have a family. After family, you have a kinship. Are you getting it right? So, all these 5 are interconnected with each other. Clear? Easy to memorize? Yes. Now, look at what is there in 2.1 culture. We'll talk about the concept and the characteristics of culture. What is a culture definition? Many people define what is culture, but no definition is universally accepted. Reason? Every society have different cultures. Every culture can be defined in a different way. Like many anthropologists have defined culture in their own point of view. Finally, we conclude that there is no universally accepted definition for culture. And what are the characteristics of culture means? What do you mean by civilization? Culture is different from civilization. For example, IVC is a civilized society. Indus Valley civilization, that culture is different. When I have primitive society, that culture is different. So culture is varying from one society to another society. Then what do you mean by ethnocentrism and cultural relativism? Generally, cultural relativism is nothing but comparing one culture with another culture, generally called cultural relativism. Then what do you mean by ethnocentrism? Ethnocentrism is nothing but having superior feeling about your own culture. Saying that my culture is great than anybody's culture. It is called ethnocentrism. Means your culture is great, other cultures are waste. Called as ethnocentrism, that creates violence, clashes. This is what about your 2.1, that is culture, that is nature of culture, definition of culture, characteristics, civilization, ethnocentrism, cultural relativism we will talk about. Clear, right? Easy one. Next, society. Same concept we will talk about. What is concept of society? What are the various definitions of society? And society and culture differences, social institutions, social groups, social stratification. What do you mean by social stratification? Dividing a society based on race, gender, caste, religion, region. All these are called as social stratification. Social groups. There are many social groups. Family groups, friendship group, and other business groups. Employment group, like there are many social groups, and followed by social institutions like marriage, family, kinship. All these are called as social institution. That is what about chapter 2. Chapter 2.1 culture, 2.2 is society. 2.3 is about marriage. We'll talk definitions of marriage, universality of marriage. There is no universal definition for marriage. Different anthropologists have defined different definitions for marriage. Clear, right? Next, laws of marriage. What is endogamy? What is exogamy? What is hypergamy? What is hypogamy? What is incest taboo? They were very interesting. Endogamy, marrying within the same. Exogamy, marrying outsider. What is hypo, incest taboo? All this we will discuss that, which are all called as laws of marriage. Next, types of marriage. We have like monogamy, means one wife, one husband. Polygamy, and followed by one husband, many wives, is called as polygamy. Like polyandry and group marriages, polygynandrous. All this we will discuss. They were much interesting because it is about marriage, right? Much interesting. And we see functions of marriage, marriage regulations. What are called preferential regulations, prescriptive regulations, proscriptive regulations. Marriage regulations are again 3 types. Lastly, followed by marriage payments, we know bride price, dowry, all these are comes under marriage payment. This is about your complete marriage institution, okay? After marriage, what happened? Family creates. After family, what happened? Kinship comes. Let us say family, again same like your marriage. Definition of marriage there, definition of family, universal to family, and household and enti. What do you mean by family, household, domestic group? What are the differences between family, household and domestic group? Functions of family, types of family we will discuss, impact of urbanization, industrialization and feminist movements on family. Earlier we have a joint family, extended family. Right now we have only nuclear families. Why it has happened? The impact is by urbanization, industrialization. Many feminist movement, that is like women empowerment kind of movements. We all discussed that is family second one, which is right now we are all there in a marriage system, family system, kinship, society, culture. It's all about a real life. Next thing, kinship. What is consanguinity kinship? Affinal kinship. Consanguinity, consanguineous means blood. Blood relatives are called consanguineous kinship. Affinal means through marriage. If you are getting any relationship, they were called as affinal kinship. Affinal means not through blood, through marriage. Principles and types of descent. What do you mean by descent? For example, I am a person, I am a descendant of my forefathers. Who are my descendants? The descendant can be studied. Unilineal descendant. Unilineal means you are tracing either from father's side or from mother's side. Any one line of tracing descent is called unilineal descent. When it's a double descent, you are tracing from both ends, followed by bilineal, ambilineal. All these are like different types of descents we can trace through. Ancestors is called as descent. Next, the forms of descent groups, like what is lineage, what is clan, what is patry, what is moiety, what is kindred. All this we will discuss. And lastly, we will talk about kinship terminologies. Means in different society, what type of terminology we use? Mother's mother, what is the terminology? Mother's sister, what is the terminology? Brother's brother, what is the terminology? Kinship terminology not same in everywhere. Kinship terminology not same in everywhere. In different societies, the kinship terminology is different. We'll take many case studies, many anthropological thinkers in this case. And last we'll talk about what do you mean by descent, what do you mean by filiation, complementary filiation and alliance. This is what something called as kinship and related things. This is about Unit 2, very easy. One is like culture, society, marriage, family, kinship. Clear everybody? Try to learn the syllabus first. Then we'll start preparing the content that gives you immense confidence towards your exam. Good luck, students.